And we're live.
Yeah. This is your boy Vealinium, unincorporated Pierce County's finest.
And this is your homeboy WordPlay TJ.
And you are watching No Rhyme or Reason, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. There we go. We did it. Yes, your first run. So I want to welcome you in, the homeboy Vealinium.
What's up, y'all?
Vealinium Falcon in the room. On the No Rhyme or Reason podcast. You want to tell the people about you a little bit, like what kind of music you make and then where they can find you?
For sure, man. Lake was very young, brother. I've been making music for a real long time. I'm 32 now, since I was 11, or since I was 7, actually. I've been writing, recording at 11. I make all kind of music, bro. My influences range from, hip-hop, R&B, reggae, rock music, alternative, all kind of stuff. So you never know what you get, man. I'm a mixed bag of stuff. Primarily, I do obviously rap and sing. Those are my two closest talents. So yeah, man, I've been doing this thing a long time, and I'm here to share it with y'all today. All the music's on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, all that good stuff, man. You can check me out on any platform that you listen to music on.
Today, we're really here to talk about Mr. Kendrick Lamar.
Somebody got to do it.
Toe it down at the halftime show, according to at least my opinion. Yeah. And we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about the response to the halftime show. We're going to talk about some of the themes that we saw, whether or not it's exciting, some of the hidden messages, and some of the things that they didn't want you to know about at the halftime show. What are some initial feelings and emotions that you had when you saw the performance?
I'm gonna start off by saying this. Originally, I had no intentions on watching the game or the halftime show.
Why didn't you feel like you wanted to watch it?
Why did I feel like I didn't want to?
Yeah, any of it.
Because I ain't really into sports in general.
Yeah.
So I was out of the loop with the teams anyway. I wasn't keeping up with Kansas City or Philadelphia. Over the years, I be thinking sports is so rigged that it's like, I'm watching a soap opera, Brian. I'm not watching an actual competitive sport. So I'm, kind of fell out of it.
And so when it comes to like what I anticipated, I believe that Kendrick Lamar was going to make a statement. And we said this in this podcast with last month with Icarus Gray, and I felt like I was proven right. I feel like that was confirmed in this performance, and it meant something a little bit deeper. So speaking of that meaning, like, what kind of themes did you hear?
Man,
did you see?
So, okay. First off, one thing that occurred to me even before the Super Bowl took place, before the halftime show took place, all this speculation on whether or not they were going to say the word PDF, you know what I mean? Like, because obviously, on YouTube, you can't use that word to flag you for that word, but this is real life. So is the referee going to throw a flag for saying, saying the word? So,
yeah, like, who's going to stop you?
What I was thinking is like, man, it's kind of strange that this is even a topic of discussion of whether or not they'll say that word. I mean, this is children we're talking about. This is our future. They need to know what that word is and what it means.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not something that should be taken lightly or swept under the rug or misconstrued or, you know what I mean? Oh, let's suppress the meaning of this because, like, how many of those people actually are?
Right.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Right.
How many of those people actually are, and they need to keep that under wraps or else, let a couple of them be taken to justice. Our infrastructure is probably gonna fall apart. That's the serious part about it. So it's kind of it's a weird game in my mind to like play around with that.
Yeah.
That should have been a campaign. You know what I mean? And what Kendrick is doing. I mean, I guess it sucks that it got to be Drake that's taking the hit on this because there's so many more other powerful people who should be held accountable if we're talking about PDF, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like what Kendrick is doing is necessary, highly necessary.
Well, when I think about it, right, so if there's a hitting meaning around censoring that, I think about it on multiple levels. I think that right now in the current political climate with who the president is, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, I believe, is what it stands for. They're likely to fine Kendrick Lamar if he said that on air, along with like all the other words that were censored during the performance.
Right, like profanity and stuff. That word is that ain't profanity to me.
I don't think it's profanity. I don't think it's profanity either.
That's a name for somebody who's. I mean, I'm not saying the person shouldn't exist, but if you have that type of mindset, I don't know what happened in your past, man. What type of trauma that causes that? But like that's not right.
Yeah. So here's the reason why I say that. But there's a guy, Brendan Carr, who's current chairman of the FCC, and he's in alignment with Donald Trump.
Okay.
And so Donald Trump is witnessing that. He's there at the Super Bowl, which was something that has never happened in history. The FCC is monitoring Kendrick Lamar, this black man, on TV. I believe that they would have weaponized that against him for putting that message out there.
Oh, for sure. Which is my point.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So you're complicit, right? Oh, that's what it tells me, bro.
You want to hide it.
That's what that tells me.
You want to bring it down. You don't believe that audiences across the nation need to hear this message. And it is a message specifically, like tailored specifically for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think some of the other messages that I noticed when the folks in red, white, and blue were joined together on the flag, but they were like kind of huddled down.
Yeah.
I thought at that moment, oh, America is built off of their backs.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting perspective.
That's the immediate perspective that came to my mind, and then everybody being a person of color in that group that were dancing and performing with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
like this is the blackest halftime show that I've seen in my lifetime.
Absolutely, it is. not have seen it very much. Well,
yeah.
Let's see, because even Eminem was on the halftime show with 50 and Dre and Snoop and Mary and Kendrick. So this was solely all black.
Right.
It was all black.
Right.
They need those ratings real bad.
Yeah. So speaking of ratings, like the people are saying that they didn't. Well, some people are saying that they really didn't like this show. Why you think that is?
Because I'll say this for like the typical the first level Kendrick fan,
right?
Not even gonna say a day one, but you heard some songs. You would probably expect to hear those. You're used to the old hits, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's been so long since some hits were out with this new stuff here. The younger people are with it. The older people are like, oh, okay. And then the people who are out of the know are just like, I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Because like Gen X isn't obviously on the radio like how all of his other stuff was over the years. Right. It's going to take some time to even catch up. It's a whole new sound. He's not even on TDE no more. He's
just came out last November.
Yeah, so I think that in order to separate himself from a label that he was just under and not getting the amount of money that he would under his own, I think that that's typical to do. That's what most people do. Okay, I'm not on this label anymore. I'm gonna go do what's gonna make me the more money. That's why Taylor Swift re-recorded her entire catalog. Right. Yeah. So I get that he would go towards the new stuff and leave his old stuff in the past because he kind of reinvented himself in a way.
Right.
So when did Kendrick battle anybody?
When did he battle anybody?
When did he ever have another battle or beef with anybody?
The Control verse, maybe?
No. That
wasn't a battle.
That was a declaration, and I don't think anyone responded.
Nobody.
And if anybody did respond, their response wasn't taken seriously.
Right.
So this was the first time somebody actually responded with something that was, oh snap, the homie did that over there. Let me go check that out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Attention. It was the first time somebody actually gave it attention. So, to me, this is a reinvention of Kendrick Lamar. Mm-hmm. You know, and then that was a double down on control.
Right. Is that speaking of that reinvention? What better way to game the system that's rigged against you? And I think that's one of the themes that kind of sits in this performance.
Yeah, the PlayStation controller.
Yeah. This game was rigged against him to where like they're going to take all these portions of his money, all the portions of his creativity, all the energy that he put into his work, and they're going to divvy up amongst, you know, billionaires in these companies, right? These companies that earn billions of dollars every year, and turning that into a show of independence, musical independence, and launching his company PG Lang, with Dave Free. I think this was the perfect opportunity. The Super Bowl is an advertising moment anyway.
Oh yeah, only
right.
Millions of people.
Why not advertise what you own?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not blaming this man for doing that.
No, that's. I commend him for doing that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure him and Top Dog are cool and everything, but like you're one of the biggest artists in the world. It would probably be better if you had your own thing going on.
Right.
know?
If you're going to be a boss, right? Like, why not start off with the biggest profit that you could probably make?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Last year, Mr. Ye put out an ad during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. And according to some reports, like that was really profitable for him.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I think people are starting to get it in their brains that like bypassing these big companies is the way to double down on their business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it touch your soul? Right? Is there anything that connected to you personally? Like, do you even resonate that way when it comes to like, I would say social justice and like political engagement and action? Like what? Yeah, I want to.
Oh,
I think I want to know more about you. If you feel like that's okay.
Sure. I'm
and you don't have to, by the way. I just.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. I'm quite cynical, so I'll say it's a good start.
Okay.
But being here in 2025 is probably what however 100th year that we're still talking about social and racial justice.
Right.
We should not be having this conversation.
Why are we continue to have that conversation?
So what that tells me is that we're not advancing.
No.
We're retrograding or we're reverting back to some old shit that I thought we got over.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. I think Icarus Gray and I talk about it all the time, where like in elementary school we were convinced that like we were done. Mm-hmm. We were done. And now I'm just like,
I think there's some underhanded business to this. Why only now do you want to give like black people or black culture their flowers?
Right.
What's the catch? There's
Right.
always a catch.
We are a commercial factory, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's bittersweet. I want to believe that the time is now and we're finally the veil is finally being lifted yet again, and people are starting to see the truth about. But it's almost orchestrated. It's almost like we're getting little tidbits of information just for that purpose exactly, so that we can feel pacified, or we could feel like we're gaining new information and getting the advantage or getting
we
the
won,
knowledge.
so let's not fight as hard.
Oof. But didn't that happen already in history? And especially all of our leaders they keep taking out. So it's like,
yeah, it was supposed to be like 70 years ago.
Yeah. So to me, it's an E for effort type situation. I don't think anything's really gonna change.
Yeah.
And you know what it takes to change: a whole lot of war, a whole lot of red shed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we were taught that.
is the only way.
It's the only way. There's
Which is wild.
It's crazy. I mean, it's there's no compromise. There's no conversation. There's no dialogue. It's just, oh, we need to take this land. Typically, oh, these people have natural resources that we want, and so we need to go get that. You know,
Yeah.
It's inhumane.
I think Kendrick is saying all that without saying it.
You don't have to. We feel it. We know it.
Yeah, and that was the whole point of his beef. He finally got to it at the end. You know, we're not talking about. We're talking about colonizers.
Yeah.
We're talking about people that come and appropriate all of this culture that we brought to the table, all of this labor that we brought to the table, all of this energy and this spirit, this soul that Black people develop, and it's being co-opted left and right. So I think that's really what he's getting at, man. Man, I appreciate you taking the time to sit with me and have this conversation and talk about these things. I'm really excited to see what Kendrick Lamar's career is going to be going forward. I'm curious.
Going up.
I'm curious if new artists are going to pop out of PG Lang, or what other efforts they're going to do on the marketing front.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in on the YouTube channel. Be sure to leave those comments down in the comment section. Be sure to rate this podcast as well on all the platforms that it shows up on: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and then all the other ones that are out there. We appreciate y'all listening. And until next time, it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ
and Vealinium Falcon.
Peace out, y'all.